Hey, it's FYF Sportsman. It's Lamont back with another podcast episode. We got some more information on this Kevin Durant and Brooklyn Nets saga. I mean, this saga brings us something different every day of the week. It's getting to the point now where I don't know what the hell is going on in Brooklyn, man. But we got some news that we got to speak on. And if it's true, I actually think it could be bad for the Golden State Warriors. But before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to the video already. Appreciate you guys helping us get to 37K subscribers. We're pushing to that 40K mark. 50K is going to be right around the corner. And look, that's the halfway goal. That's the halfway goal to getting that YouTube plaque. 100K subscribers is where we expect to be by the end of the year with the growth, with the content that we expect to put out with the NFL season coming up. NBA gonna be starting back up soon. We got the big three coverage coming. Come on, man. The growth is gonna continue here at FYF Sports. Appreciate the engagement on all the videos. You guys watching, tuning in, especially these podcast episodes, man. I know we haven't been going live as much. We will be going live. You guys have been asking me in the chats. We will be going live. Like I said, I want our lives to be an event. I don't want our lives to be something that's expected every day, especially when we already go live a lot during the season. So we're going to be doing some NFL live streams, NBA live streams right now. We just got to drop the news. And today, that news is on Kevin Durant. And now on the latest reports with Kevin Durant and his trade requests, it says that basically everyone is saying that the Golden State Warriors are the only team that have a package that includes everything that the Brooklyn Nets are requesting. The Brooklyn Nets want 2-star caliber players. When you look at Jordan Poole, when you look at Wiggins, who was an all-star starter last year, had the best year of his career, was a major piece in helping them win an NBA championship. When you look at the draft assets that they have available, when you look at the young players that they have, the combination or the package they could put together to bring Kevin Durant back could be unmatched by no team. Jordan Poole, Kuminga. I mean, you take your pick. They have so much talent over there. Again, the Warriors, if they really wanted to make a public effort to get Kevin Durant, there would be no other team in the race. And so while Kevin Durant theoretically has little to no say in these trades, a player of his caliber is generally given, they're given some respect and in regard that they can kind of choose where they want to go. And so according to a recent report, and I'm going to play the video here, and this is according to Chris Broussard. He says that he was texted by a good source, and it stated that Kevin Durant no longer wants to play with Kyrie Irving. And remember, I told you guys this was a possible reason why Kevin Durant wanted out. And it could be just the compilation of issues surrounding Kyrie Irving. Every time you look up, he's missing games for some reason. Regardless of how noble you think his causes are, but Kevin Durant came to Brooklyn to win championships. Especially to win championships without a star-studded cast like he had in Golden State, so he can get that stigma off of him that he needed a super team to win. And ever since he's been in Brooklyn, it's been tumultuous, right? He's been stellar. He's been himself. But then you had James Harden, the clash with James Harden and Kyrie Irving. That didn't work out. Kyrie Irving's been missing games, in and out the lineup. You don't know where his head is at. When he's on the floor, players, Goran Dragic talked about how he was only playing for his numbers. It was a selfish style of play that was influenced by Steve Nash. It was just getting all bad. Hold on. Let's go ahead and play the video of Chris Broussard discussing what he heard from one of his sources on this topic. There you have it right there. Chris Broussard. He did admit. Now, the one thing Chris Broussard did admit that his information came from one source, and it's not the most credible since he can't validate it directly from Kevin Durant or Kevin Durant's team themselves. So, right, different theories have circulated around this situation for a while, and there's a lot of people that still believe the Warriors have zero interest in trading for Kevin Durant. And I actually believe that as well. I believe they have absolutely zero interest of mortgaging their future to bring in Kevin Durant, a guy that over the last couple of years has still shown a propensity to get injured. And then you're putting all your eggs in one basket. If anything happens to KD, your championship aspirations are in the garbage can. And the one thing that the Warriors had with the depth of Poole, Wiggins, Kuminga, Moody, and all their young stars, with all of that depth, they were still able to withstand injuries to Steph Curry. They were still able to withstand injuries to Draymond Green late in the season. And then you have Klay Thompson coming back, who, again, could be a potential injury risk himself, coming off those two major leg injuries. So, right, Durant's return to Golden State, there's a huge uncertainty around it. Obviously, it's fun to talk about. And when you look at the narratives that kind of can spin around that, I don't even know if Durant wants to deal with the media narratives talking, because, the media is going to try to kill him if he comes back to Golden State. They're going to try to slander Kyrie. They're going to try to pry and dig. They're going to say it wasn't, greener on the other side and you had to come back because you couldn't do it. I mean, so many narratives that are going to happen, but it's definitely fun to talk about. And again, the longer this lingers, if Kevin Durant is willing to actually sit out games and not play, maybe Brooklyn lowers that asking price and makes it much easier for the Warriors to trade for him. Because when you start to look around the league and you look at some of the other trade packages these teams are tossing out here for Kevin Durant, it's almost kind of laughable. It's kind of laughable to me. I don't know if the Miami Heat can do a viable trade for Kevin Durant without sending over Bam Adebayo. I don't know how they make that work. And then if they send over Bam Adebayo, it gets complicated because you can't have two players on that rookie extension. So you got Ben Simmons there, so you're going to have to move him as well. So it makes things even more complicated. So I think a team like the Miami Heat just basically saying we can proceed as is. We were pretty good last year without him. We tweak a few things. We can be right back in the mix without a KD. And when you look at the Phoenix Suns, well, they just matched DeAndre Ayton's contract offer. Right, so that means Ayton is stuck in Phoenix until at least January 15th. They can't move him. He can veto any trade up until that point. I don't believe they're going to be able to move him. I think the only way Phoenix now, with DeAndre Ayton's contract getting matched by the Phoenix Suns, the only thing they can do now is maybe facilitate some type of 3-team trade that gives the Brooklyn Nets what they want. But again, there's complexities in that as well. So there's a lot. There's a lot of issues in trading for Kevin Durant. And then you also have to consider the possibility that he just stays in Brooklyn and he actually just plays, albeit disgruntled, and playing alongside Kyrie Irving. Again, I told you guys that something was brewing in that locker room that made players want to get out. Goran Dragic spilled the beans about this. As he left, we see that he's now with the Chicago Bulls, but he talked about the leadership. He talked about the individualistic style of play. Cam Johnson even alluded to it in a Twitter post. So again, things are getting leaked out about some of the havoc that Kyrie Irving wreaked on that locker room. Players like Kevin Durant, James Harden, I don't think they'll expose it publicly, but as we saw James Harden want out, now Kevin Durant's forcing to trade out. All eyes are going to be on Kyrie Irving because he's starting to look like the common denominator that people want to get away from. And that's something we also have to discuss as well. So again, Kevin Durant, looking forward to see where this trade saga completes itself. Again, do I want to see Kevin Durant back in Golden State? No. I love the direction that Golden State is going in with their young talent, building these guys up. Kuminga's a potential all-star himself. Wiggins is already an all-star. Draymond Green is going to be a Hall of Famer. Klay Thompson, he still has some good years left in him. We know Steph Curry is still first-team All-NBA. They just signed Dante DiVincenzo. So again, they re-signed Kevin Looney. Things are still bright in Golden State. But again, this Golden State Warrior team, they find ways to make things happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to maybe facilitate a trade. And if they're able to facilitate a 3-team trade and all they give up is Wiggins and you're just simply replacing Wiggins for Kevin Durant, and they're getting their other pieces from another team in a 3-team trade, that will be an absolute steal for the Golden State Warriors. So the Golden State Warriors are actually in the driver's seat in this sense, where they can kind of sit back and just allow the asking price for Kevin Durant to fall, because we know Brooklyn wants to now move him because they just have too many head cases and headaches in that locker room to proceed as is next season. So again, it's FYF Sports, man. You guys spam up the comments. Let me know what you think about this particular saga right here. Where do you guys believe Kevin Durant will land? Does he start the season as a Brooklyn Net, or is he able to facilitate a trade to another team? And if you believe he's traded, let me know in the comments where you think he will be traded. Hey, but it's FYF Sports, man. Another great podcast episode. Again, salute to you guys helping us get to 37K, push to 40K, 50K is around the corner. And you know, by the end of the year, 100K is there. But hey, great podcast episode. We will be back with more sports and news. But until then, it's FYF Sports, and we out.